So we are all about basketball tonight, guys. We're opening stuff from, mostly, 2011, 2012, 2012, 13, 13, 14, and then a little bit from this year too. Our case actually, or our partial case tonight will be from this year. So before we get started, let's go over a little bit of information here and get everybody up to speed and on the same page. First up there, you will see we're going to go through some information on the screen. I'll also discuss it verbally as we go along. So first up is a big thank you to everyone who bid with me tonight, who's breaking with me. Oftentimes people come by and chat and just say hi. I appreciate everybody who participates in whatever way you participate. So thanks to everyone. Second thing you see there, my feedback on eBay is 100% automated because I am always running out of time. There are not enough hours in the day. So with automated feedback, what that means to you is that anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get it in return. You never have to wait on me. So there's the bonus of that. Next up, we're going to take a quick look here at the breaks that are already listed on eBay. This is the stuff that is coming up in the next 5 days. I list new things most nights, and they usually run for 5 days. So tomorrow we've got an autographed football jersey, a half case of prime signatures. We're going to do a full three-ball case of the Onyx Preferred Players autographed baseballs. It has an awesome checklist this year, including Ohtani and Aaron Judge. And then a half case of Bowman baseball. Monday night, we're going to do a full-size helmet and a third of a case of 2018 Score football. Tuesday, we'll do a little Signature Series baseball, another case of the autographed baseballs, one of the triple play boxes, which has an autographed baseball, an autographed jersey, and an autographed picture in it. Some more Bowman. Wednesday, we've got a few one-box breaks in there, including some memorabilia, and then another third of a case of Score. Thursday night, more autographed baseballs, more Bowman, and of course Friday, I know it's not listed yet, it won't go up until tomorrow, but Friday is National Treasures basketball, and we will be busting into it Friday night, so for sure, we'll start on that Friday. So for tonight, this is the order that we're breaking in. It's going to be 11-12 Gold Standard, 12-13 Elite Series, that's the one in the clear box, 12-13 and 13-14 Timeless Treasures, which are combined for a single break, 12-13 Gold Standard, and then the 17-18 Donruss basketball. So it's going to go in the order that you see there. A couple of other things to note. First 4 breaks that I mentioned all have free shipping. Anytime you do a break with me that has completely free shipping, it's going to go out roughly 6 or 7 days after the auction ends. And sometimes it might go sooner, right? If you have another package or something coming in the meantime, it'll hitch a ride most of the time. But if you don't have anything else, look for it to go out about Friday, which, believe it or not, will be the 4th of May. Our paid shipping break tonight, that's Donruss basketball. I am estimating on the sheet there Wednesday. I may be able to get that to you sooner. I hope that I can, but to be on the safe side, we're going to stick with Wednesday. Finally, the last thing you need to know, if your team is not pulled in a break, which could happen in the first 4, it's not going to happen in Donruss. Everybody's going to get cards out of that. But if you don't pull a card in one of those first 4 breaks, you are still entitled to a consolation trading card for your team. That consolation card can be from any year or any series. It's typically going to ship with your next package that goes out. I can send it sooner by itself if you want it. You just need to shoot me a message on eBay and let me know. So first up tonight, 1 box of 2011-12 Gold Standard basketball. This is break number 2. This is the stuff we got by accident, right? I mean, I ordered something else. They sent me this, and I just kept it. And, of course, it ended tonight, the 28th of April. We're live streaming it tonight. Anything you see throughout the course of the evening that says no bids buyback, well, you know, that's just an orphan team. No one loved it, so it stays here with me if anything comes out for one of those teams. One other thing to note about this particular break, there was a bidding position for the draft redemption card because there's a guaranteed draft redemption card in this box. So it has its own bidding position, and it will go to that bidding position. Finally, you're going to see here that the background is going to go out of focus. That is on purpose. We are still going to be able to see the cards, so try not to worry about that. It's all going to be good. Hopefully we're going to pull some fire out of here tonight. Hi, T. Cassidy. How are you tonight, man? I was watching the draft all day today. Not really watching so much as listening, because I didn't really have time to watch it. But I had it on while I was getting other things done, and I don't think there's anything too earth-shattering that happened today in it, but football draft, of course, is what I'm talking about. Whoops, didn't mean to bring our head up. I meant to bring our base up first. Yao Ming for the Rockets, first out. It is numbered to 299. Next out is Roy Hibbert to 299 for the Pacers. Then we have Michael to 299. What is his last name? Red? Michael Red, I guess. I don't know. For some reason, his name isn't ringing a bell with me at all. Trevor Booker, 299 for the Wizards. Here comes a little Ricky Rubio, back when he was a Timberwolf, to 299. And here's our draft card. This is the one that is the draft pick redemption. Again, remember this has its own bidding spot. And it just says Golden Futures Medal. It was pick number 28. And we don't even have to go look that up because that's going to go to that one bidding position regardless. And then they'll be able to figure it out. And of course it is expired. And I did note that in the listing. They may still have it. And if they still have it, they'll send it on to you. If they don't, they will work with you on a replacement, but you have to find a live person. That's kind of the key to that. And looks like we have another draft pick cards. We got two out of here. Golden Futures Autographs 2011 Draft Pick Auto XRCR. So the draft position has two hits out of 2011 Gold Standard tonight. Normally it's one, and they got lucky, and they got two. And back when I was talking about the expired redemptions, they will work with you to substitute it, but you do have to track down a live person. And yeah, that's kind of hard. I suggest using Facebook or Twitter, just by the way. So our hit here is Dolph Schayes. Is that what that says? Yeah, Schayes, the Syracuse Nationals. So, oh boy. All right, let's do a little draft history here, or a little franchise history here. I'm going to have to look that up. I don't know who the Syracuse Nationals are currently. Cards always stay with their franchise. And guys, there's a whole section about all that kind of stuff at the bottom of the listing description down there in that special circumstances area. There is a section that talks about renamed and relocated franchises. This, of course, the Syracuse Nationals. So I'm trying to look that up right now and see who this team, who they are these days, if I can figure that out. Which, oh boy. Wouldn't you know, right off the bat, we're going to come up with one that I don't happen to know off the top of my head. Okay, so they are the current Philadelphia 76ers. So they were founded in 1946 and originally known as the Syracuse Nationals. They are currently the Philadelphia 76ers. So I learned something today. So that card goes to the 76ers by way of franchise history. But if you haven't ever scrolled down to look at all that stuff that's in the special circumstances area, I would suggest that you do that because there's a lot of stuff in there that can come into play sometimes. Artis Gilmore for the San Antonio Spurs is next out, and Artis is numbered 249. And then we have Chris Paul, numbered to 149 for the Clippers. And finally, we have Ben Gordon for the Pistons with a little relic and the black gold there, kind of the forerunner of the current black gold product. And that is, again, for the Pistons. And numbered to, 49. Maybe a little bit of chipping I see on the left-hand side in particular, corners and edges. You guys know by now that is kind of common. Very seldom does something come out of the box minty mint and perfect, especially the thicker cards. So we have a draft redemption going to that bidding position. There was a draft redemption bidding position. A second draft redemption going to the same draft bidding position. And then Ben Gordon for the Pistons. Chris Paul for the Clippers. And then for the Spurs, Artis Gilmore. And then again, this is to 149. And the former Syracuse Nationals are the current Philadelphia 76ers, as we just learned. So that card goes to the 76ers. And that is 11-12 Gold Standard, which is going to bring us up to the 12-13 Elite Series. Let me get my spreadsheet set back up and we'll roll through that. So once again, if you are in this upcoming break for Elite Series basketball, please take a moment to review the information you see there on the screen, which deals with your anticipated shipping date and also talks about consolation cards if your team is not pulled. More information about that is in the description of the auction as well. So this is one box of 12-13 Panini Elite Series basketball, the clear box version. This is break number 1. It ended tonight, April the 26th, and we're live streaming it tonight. And of course, you'll see there, guys, the no bids buyback stuff is kind of throughout the evening. There were a lot of unsold teams tonight. Anytime you see that, that's really all that means. It was an unsold team, so any cards that come out for one of those teams, you know, just hangs out here. Everything else goes out to you guys. I don't know where you see anything about the 9th pick, about Kemba Walker. Those didn't say the 9th pick on the draft redemption, did they? I don't think they did. This one said pick number 28 on the Golden Futures medal. And the other one here, you have to look up. It was a lottery type thing. You have to look up and see what XRCR means because they drew for those after the fact. And then you had to match up those letters with whoever they drew in that particular little lottery thing. But again, that all went to one bidding position, so they probably don't care a whole lot. But these Kobe Anthology cards, we're going to find these in every 2012-13 product that we open. They are a bonus pack of cards. Again, it talks about at the bottom in the special circumstances area how we deal with bonus packs of cards. So in this case, we opened it up, we looked at it, there were no hits. If there had been a hit, we would have used random.org to give it away to all the teams participating in this break because they are just base. And by the way, those base cards were produced in such quantity that they really don't have much value. They don't go anywhere. They don't ship out or do anything. They actually eventually get donated. But that's the deal. Blake Griffin to 275 for the Clippers is first out. That is followed by Mike Dunleavy to 275 for the Bucks. Yeah, Thump, they did those, you know the reason they did that out of that 11-12 Gold Standard, this is Jason Terry to 275 for the Celtics, is because if you remember, 2011-12 was the year they had the lockout, so they didn't have rookie signed stuff as a result. So they put in the redemptions that you would then get the following year. And for whatever reason, the way they did it was they put in those 4-letter codes, and then later they did a drawing, and each of those 4-letter codes was assigned to a player. This is to 249 for the Magic. The second one that we pulled in there that had a specific pick number on it, of course, that would correlate to a draft pick, but the others did not. And that is also the reason that we find all of our 2011, 2012 rookies in the 2012-13 product along with their 12-13 rookies. That's why we have the double rookie class in all the 12-13 products. Well, I'm trying to get a clear piece of paper so that this will be a little easier to see. Didn't really help much though, did it? Maybe a little, but that's an acetate card, of course, so you can see right through them. Otherwise, it is for the Dallas Mavericks, and guess who it is? It's Jay Crowder. And that is a nice little on-card autograph hit there for the Dallas Mavericks. Then we have Chase Budinger coming out for the T-Wolves, also an on-card hit on a Court Kings series here, and that is numbered to 99. You can see it up there in that upper left-hand corner. For the Pacers, I should have left my piece of paper out here, so let's get it back. So that is Orlando Johnson for the Indiana Pacers. And is that numbered? I guess it is not. I'm kind of just giving that a once over because this is my first time opening this box too. So you and I are going through this together. So just wanted to make sure that wasn't numbered somewhere. Here's a Kobe Bryant electrifying insert. That is numbered to 125 for the Lakers. And here is our glass card. And that is for the Blazers, and it's Lillard, Damian Lillard. And I'm trying to see if there's, I don't guess there's any kind of numbering on that. I mean, they call it glass. I don't think that's actually glass, but it's like a really heavy kind of plastic type thing. But anyway, they call them glass cards in this series. And finally, we have a redemption for Iman Shumpert, rookie inscription autographs. Now, you know we're going to go to the checklist on that because I always do. Whenever we pull a redemption that we can actually match up with somebody, that's what we do. So let's roll over here and start on our drop-down menu and get this figured out. I better make sure, yeah, okay. I had to go back and make sure I changed your view to match mine. Every once in a while I forget to do that. All right, so this is 2012. And we're looking for Panini Elite Series. And our card set was Rookie Inscriptions Autographs. Our card number is 34. And so it looks like it is not numbered. It's an open edition. If it were numbered, you see how Chris Copeland has the 125 right there? If it were numbered, it would have what it was numbered to in that empty space. So it's not numbered, but it is, of course, a hit for the Knicks. An open edition. And once again, like the other redemption that I mentioned earlier, even though it is expired, you do want to put it in your Panini account. If they have it, typically it's going to be sent to you on this older stuff within a couple of months. If you haven't seen it within a couple of months, it's a safe bet they don't have it. And in that case, you need to track down a live person to work on a substitute. I always suggest using Facebook or Twitter or some form of social media. Our redemption for the Knicks. Nice little Jay Crowder rookie hit for the Dallas Mavericks. Followed by an Orlando Johnson rookie hit for the Pacers. A Chase Budinger on a Court Kings insert, numbered to 99 for the Timberwolves. And our glass card here, or what they call a glass card, for the Blazers with Lillard. So that is our 12-13 Elite Series. And that's going to roll us into some Timeless Treasures, I believe, is what is up next. Oh, yeah, Thump, I also am a big fan of opening the 12-13 stuff. Not only because we have good rookies in the 12-13 class, but with that double rookie class and the 11-12 rookies also being really good, oh yeah, it's like a no-brainer. I love opening the 12-13 stuff. So many awesome possibilities in it. All right, so if you are in this break for Timeless Treasures, please take a moment to review the info there in regard to your anticipated shipping date and how the consolation cards work if your team is not pulled. This is one box of 1213 and 11314 Timeless Treasures. It is break number 16. Like everything else, it ended tonight, the 28th of April. We're live streaming it tonight. And, of course, team names on one side, your name in lights across from it if you are the winning bidder. And anything that didn't sell is noted as a no-bid buyback. And same as before with our other 1213 product, we will once again find a pack of Kobe Anthology cards in here. If we find a hit, we'll use random to distribute it. If we don't, and it's just base cards, they're going to go into a pile that eventually gets donated once I get off my rear and drive down there. Because they really truly put a pack in every single product from 2012-13. So there's like so many. We did one time, it was actually out of Timeless Treasures, pull a hit, and it was a Kobe autograph numbered to 8. So my guess is there were probably only 8 hits in the whole set of them. You can imagine how many boxes of things went out in 2012-13. How many of those are out there? That gives you an idea of why the base cards don't really have a lot of value. We've got a die cut there. All right, let's take a look and see what we have. Kyle Lowry for the Raptors first out. That is followed by Rodney Stuckey for the Pistons. Then for the Wizards, Trevor Ariza. D. Wade for the Heat. May as well get my piece of paper back. This is Kendall Marshall for the Suns. They call these glass rookies, of course, and it's numbered to 25, so you have a nice low number hit there for the Phoenix Suns. And, you know, I mean, there definitely is a little bit of edge and corner wear on this, and that's, again, going to be the case with most anything we pull that is a thicker type card. That's just the way it goes most of the time, unfortunately. Here's another glass rookie. This one is for the Celtics. It is Chris Joseph and numbered 2, 499. And another redemption. Man, we are really overrun with redemptions tonight, aren't we? And this is Omer Asik. And again, we'll go to the checklist for it after we wrap up what we're looking at. A die cut for the Spurs, Tim Duncan. Marshawn Brooks to 299 for the Celtics. Promising Pros, Cavaliers, Kyrie. Oh, I was hoping that was going to be signed. Daggone it, I really wanted that to be signed. All right, well, you still got a nice Kyrie Irving jersey hit there, but I wish it had been signed, and I further wish that it had been out of 12-13, right? Because then it would have been his rookie. That was out of 13-14, but it's still a cool hit. Then we have a hit for the Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies, is this not numbered for Jamal Franklin? I guess it isn't. I thought it would be, but I guess it's not. Of course, you've got the signature that we could see better when I had the white piece of paper behind it, and you've also got a little relic up there, which kind of blends in with the rest of the card, but there is a little navy relic up there at the top. Validating marks for the T-Wolves with Corey Brewer to 49. So let's roll over to the checklist and check out our redemption, and then we'll recap this one. So this is Validating Marks out of the 2012-13 Timeless Treasures, card number 13, Omer Asik. So we're going to buzz right back over here where we were a moment ago and get ourselves sorted back out. What did I say this was? Timeless Treasures, right? Yeah. Not awful. I have to stop and think about it. It's terrible to get older. Validating marks. Card number 13 is going to be numbered to 199 for the Rockets. Rockets to 199. All right. Well, I didn't do the best job writing that out, but that's why it's on a sleeve, right? And you can just throw the sleeve away when you get it and be all happy and not have to worry about the fact that I didn't write it very well. A redemption for the Rockets to 199. The Corey Brewer to 49 for the Timberwolves. Then we had Jamal Franklin for the Grizzlies. Nice little Kyrie Irving for the Cavs. The glass rookie Carl Joseph to 499 for the Celtics. And then the glass rookie Kendall Marshall to 25 for the Suns. That is our 2-box Timeless Treasures break. Now we've got 12-13 Gold Standard coming up. And let me get us set up for that. And we'll see what magic we can find in it. If you are in this break, please take a moment to review the information about shipping dates and consolation cards if your team is not pulled. One box of 12-13 Panini Gold Standard Basketball break number 2. And it ended tonight, the 28th. And same as before, you'll see your name and across from your team, and anything that didn't sell says no bids buyback. Yeah, I don't know where everybody was tonight. We had a lot of unsold teams tonight, although basketball has a tendency, it seems, to do that more than football and baseball. Tend to have more open spots for some reason in basketball. Another Kobe anthology, same as before. If we find a hit, it will be awarded by way of random. If we don't, the base cards will eventually be donated when I get off my rear and drive down there to take care of that. I like to get a pretty good group of them, though, first. That way you can take a whole bunch at once. So there's a metal card in 2012-13, and this one is for Klay Thompson and the Warriors. And the reason it looks kind of dull and weird right now is because it has plastic on it. Panini ships them out that way to keep them from getting all beat up. So when you get it and take the plastic off, it will look all nice and shiny and new. And did you see, guys, that somebody hit the Ben Simmons solid gold card out of Gold Standard recently to 349? Rajon Rondo and the Celtics. Well, he hit the redemption and he's got the card back now, so. To 349, Shane Battier for the Heat. Guy who said he went into his local card shop just to buy some supplies or something and decided to buy the box of Gold Standard. They'd had it there ever since it came out. Numbered to 10 for the Clippers, it is Chris Paul. And so he bought it, opened it up, and sure enough, there was that gold, actual gold Ben Simmons in there. So I think he said somebody's offered him $150,000 for it already. I think that's what I read. That might not be right, though. It was a lot of money, but maybe it wasn't exactly that. To 199, Alex English for the Denver Nuggets. Another redemption. Man, oh man. Marcus Teague, Chicago Bulls. On-card auto. And, of course, you've got a relic. I was trying to see if it was numbered. You guys know I have to get really close to these cards, right? I mean, I have a weird vision thing, okay? Several years ago, I had some eye surgery. It did not turn out correctly. And as a result, I either have to look at something really far away, like several feet away, or I have to look at it really, really closely, like several, just a few inches away. I don't have anything in between. David Thompson to 99 for the Nuggets. So sometimes when I am doing these breaks, it can be a little challenging because all this, I put that in there upside down, all this falls right in that area of in between where I don't see very well. So that's why sometimes I have trouble seeing the numbers or whatever. I might read something out wrong or miss something on there. That's why. Bernard James for the Dallas Mavericks. And why? They look one way, because they're opposite, right? Like when they're right side up on the front, they're not right side on the back. That's why I keep putting them in there upside down, I think. Stoudemire, Amare for the Knicks. That is a black gold relic to 149. And then we have a Boogie Cousins base card to 349 for the Kings. And then we have a base for to 349 for the Celtics. And our redemption is Shumpert again. What in the world? That is just crazy, isn't it? That doesn't even, that just defies logic almost. But all right. This is Gold Strike Signatures out of 2012 Gold Standard, and it is card 37. And you know what we're going to do? Yeah, we're headed back over here to Panini one more time. I mean, when's the last time we pulled two Shumpert redemptions back to back out of different products? Like ever? I don't think ever. Gold Strike Signatures is what I am looking for. Did I switch your view? Yes. Okay, good. And it is card 37. And it is going to be numbered to 249. 249 for the Knicks. All right, let's recap 12-13 Gold Standard. Our metal card, Klay Thompson for the Warriors. Relic for the Knicks. Relic and on-card auto for the Mavericks. This one is a sticker auto for the Nuggets with David Thompson. And then an on-card for the Bulls, along with a redemption for the Knicks. That'll be numbered to 249. And that's it for 12-13 Gold Standard. That's also the last of our 1 and 2 box breaks. We're getting ready to roll into some Donruss basketball. Takes a while to open this because there's a lot of base in it. That's the part that's a drag. But the good part is those next day autographs that they have hiding in there. Yeah, that's what we want. Let me get back to the right spot here. And we'll take a look at our spreadsheet and then get into our Donruss. So, of course, Donruss, this is a paid shipping break. So it'll go out on a little different schedule. I've got up there Wednesday. If all goes well, I think I can get it out sooner than that. If everything doesn't go well, it might actually be Wednesday. And if something really terrible happened, it could even fall to Thursday. But most likely, it will be Wednesday or thereabouts. You don't have to worry about consolation cards for this break because there's a zillion and one cards in here and every team's going to pull some. And like everything else that we opened tonight, it ended on the 28th. And we're live streaming it on the 28th. Few unsold teams, once again, same designation as no bids buyback. And I will tell you before we even open these, we're going to find these cards going in 500 different directions inside these packs. Because Panini has some kind of weird whatever they do. And their cards always go a million directions inside the pack. So, we're going to, unless somebody objects, and if you object, just jump into chat and let me know. But if no one objects, we're going to look at the ones that are upside down. We're just going to blow right through them and leave them upside down unless they are a hit or, you know, something numbered, something worth taking a closer look at. But if it's just a bunch of base cards and stuff like that, I'm just going to leave them upside down as we go through, because if we flip them all back and forth, it's a lot of extra handling for the cards. You know, constantly flipping them from one side to the other, or one direction to the other. And B, it just takes longer, and when they're based, it's kind of not that interesting. So, if you object, now is the time to jump in there and say so, and if you don't, then we'll just roll right on through them. Rated rookie Harry Giles, that is numbered to 99 for the Kings. Of course, he didn't play at all this year, recovering from that knee injury. I think it was his knee, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was his knee. So he didn't play a lick. We don't know what we're going to have with him quite yet. We'll find a bunch of different inserts. This one is Hall Kings. There is a Rookie Kings. So we'll find a handful of inserts that look like that. Of course, tons of rated rookies. We will see. This is an All-Stars insert. We'll have a bunch of those as well. And these boxes say on the box, they say that you will find one autograph or one memorabilia card. I will say that most of the time we find both, one of each. Up until the last break, I would have said that was the case every time. But in the last break, we did have a box that really did only have one thing in it. So, I don't know. It's been really kind of weird all year with the Donruss, because all the literature said one thing per box. The box itself says one autograph or one memorabilia card, and then otherwise, you know, most of the time we find two, so how strange. But we did have the one that just had, I don't remember if it was a relic or an autograph, but it did only have one or the other in it. The Champ is here. That's another insert set that will be found throughout. Of course, the main reason we go back and open Donruss at this point in time really is looking for those next day autos. All clear for takeoff, because they're on card, which, you know, there's not a ton that are on card other than, I guess, Revolution has on card, where everything, I mean, none of them are stickers in Revolution. And any of the next day autos in here would be on card too, so. Have to go through all this other stuff to get to them. And you're still not even guaranteed to find one in every box, but we've been pretty lucky. Most of our 5-box breaks, we found one. Wade Baldwin for the Memphis Grizzlies. Significant Signatures sticker auto. I actually have a case of Optic Blasters, which I'm not really sure why I got them, but at some point we're going to open those. Of course, the Prism Blasters, we've opened several cases of those, and I know why I got those, because there's like 60 prisms in a case. It's an excellent value for the money. But the Optic Blasters, I don't really remember why I got them. But I pre-ordered them, so I must have had a reason for doing that. So at some point soon, we'll open those. The Raptors, DeMar DeRozan, Jersey Kings. But of course, we've got NT coming out Friday, so that's our next big stop on basketball. Will be National Treasures on Friday. I've also got some first off the line stuff we need to do something with. I've got first off the line Select that honestly I forgot about. I bought it when it came out and I just kind of put it away, and then I forgot about it. So I saw that the other day, and I've got some first off the line Optic, but all that stuff is, man, I got to create breaks for them. Joe Johnson press proof to 199. And that's the thing that always slows me down. It's anytime you have to do a mixer or something out of the ordinary, I've got to stop and take pictures and then go through the whole process of creating the listing and all that. And seems like I just never have enough hours in the day. So that always gets put off, and that's probably why it's still sitting there. There's a Jason Tatum insert for the rookies. I do like Panini's First Off the Line program, but they really need to get that fixed, because anytime they do one, their website crashes and it's a hot mess, and most of the time you can't order it, and if you can order it, it's like quite an ordeal, and you know, they know it's gonna happen every single time, so like fix your website before you put it on sale. How about that? Press proof Ben McLemore to 250 for the Grizzlies. I had some National Treasures First Off the Line in my cart. I was on the last step of the checkout and the cart locked up and kicked me out. Then I got it back in the cart. Took me a while, but I got it back in there. Got to the last step again. This is to $2.99. Maybe the other one was to $2.99 too. It probably was. I said $2.50, but it was probably $2.99. Vince Carter press proof for the Kings. So I was on the last step again, finishing checkout, and it popped up with some message like, you didn't select the shipping service, which I did. I mean, it said it right on there. Free ground shipping. And so it kicked it out of my cart again. And then there were three different things. 3 different times I tried to check out. All 3 times it gave me some weird error message, and I never got to check out. And then I couldn't get it back in my cart after that, and then I got irritated and just walked away. But every single time they put a First Off the Line on sale, it happens like that. So they either need to do it in waves or something. I don't know what the something is, but they've got to figure out a different way to do it, or they've got to fix their website, one or the other. Jason Tatum press proof rated rookie to 299 for the Celtics. How about Donovan Mitchell the other night? Holy mackerel. What did he dump in? 38 points? I mean, it was a lot. It was a lot of points. That kid is something else, man. He's been tearing up the playoffs. I really would like for him to get Rookie of the Year, but you know they're going to give it to Ben Simmons. But I wish it could be Donovan Mitchell. De'Aaron Fox, Sacramento Kings are the rookies. It's just his bad luck that Simmons had to set out last year, so they're considering him a rookie this year. Jersey Kings for the Nuggets. When do the Pacers and the Cavs play again? They're tied up, right? They've got a game 7 left to go, and that's it. I can't remember when the game is. And Pacers thumped them, too. In game 6. Not just like, they didn't just win by a little. They won by like 20 points or something crazy. Yeah, so Paul George, isn't that kind of ironic, though? He leaves the Pacers because he's tired of losing. He wants a championship, whatever. So he goes to the Thunder, and they're promptly eliminated from the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Pacers are about ready to knock off the Cavs. Wouldn't that be ironic if it's his former team that ended up moving forward. So obviously he's done. Thunder's done, but it was an odd lineup with the Thunder. With him and Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony, and I don't know, somehow they never really seemed to quite develop maybe the top-level chemistry or something. I don't know. Something was off about that lineup. I think it was Melo, actually. Not that I'm knocking Carmelo Anthony. I like Carmelo Anthony, but somehow he just, I don't know, something just didn't fit with their lineup this year. And it just seemed like he was kind of the odd man out to me. I guess they said Steph Curry is probably not going to play in Game 1 against NOLA, but they're expecting him back for Game 2, so I guess he's almost got that ankle sorted out. Bob Dandridge for the Milwaukee Bucks. Blast from the past. Significant signatures. That is a sticker auto. We're not far from the NBA draft. What is it? Mid-June, I think, right? So, about a month and a half or so away before we'll know who our new crop of rookies is going to be. But, of course, Panini's so weird in the way they do things. With football, you know, you have National Treasures, then you have Flawless, and football's done. Then you start with the new rookie class. They don't do that in basketball. Shaquille O'Neal, the champ, is here. I mean, we have National Treasures next Friday, and then we will still have products all the way up through July that are the current season, the 17-18 season. We won't see any of the new season stuff until, I think, at least August, maybe later than that. This is to 199. Greg Monroe, press proof. I've never really figured out why they do it the way they do it, but it's kind of irritating. To 299, Jeremy Lamb. In fact, they haven't even said the release date yet for Flawless, but they've added 100 other new products that will be opening in May and June and July, way after the season's ended. To 99, Nurkic for the Blazers. I guess they just don't want to have a gap in their calendar where they don't have product. But really, even if you stretched the current year stuff out through the draft, for instance, you stretched it out on through the middle of June and then ended it, that would still make more sense to me than having the draft in June and still putting out products for 17-18 after the draft. That just doesn't make sense to me. But I don't guess it matters because that's what they're going to do. So it doesn't matter what we think about it. I kind of think basketball is at a disadvantage anyway, just because of the smaller rosters. This is a 299 Larry Nance Jr. So typically, in comparison to, say, football or baseball, you get less autographs, I think, per product. For the 76ers, Markelle Fultz, well, less everything. I mean, you wouldn't even have as big of a base card set because you've got rosters that are so much smaller than you have in other sports. It would be kind of cool if, of course, the G League is not like this, but if the G League were more of like a farm system, you know, like you have in baseball, and then you could start putting in autographs from the G League, would be like opening Bowman is for baseball, you know, prospecting. But right now, it's so rare for anyone to come up out from the G League and, you know, up into the pros, into the majors, whatever you want to call it. It wouldn't make much sense because we wouldn't get very good autographs, probably. But if they ever change it up so that it operates more like a farm system, then they could expand what they do. Of course, that basketball commission report came out, I don't know, what was it, a week ago? About a week ago, maybe a little less than. And they want to get rid of the one and done, which, I mean, everybody knows. The collegiate side doesn't want it. The pro side doesn't want it. I don't think anybody's happy with the one and done rule, but no one has figured out exactly how to fix it. I say just let them go directly from high school like they used to. If they're good enough to go and they want to go, let them go. Of course, then again, I also think that, I mean, I don't think they should necessarily pay them like, here's a salary we're paying you, kind of pay them. But I think they should absolutely let them make endorsement deals and that kind of stuff if they want to and make some money from that. I don't see any reason why not. To $2.99, Delon Wright for the Raptors. I mean, if they want to endorse products or have autograph sessions or whatever, I think they should be able to do it. If they make money, then fine. Hey, that's nice. To $99 for the Charlotte Hornets, Alonzo Mourning. Pretty cool. Hall Dominator. It is a sticker auto, but it's pretty cool. So congrats to Charlotte on that one. Iguodala press proof to $99. I mean, honestly, the Olympic athletes can do that. They're still considered amateurs, quote unquote, and they can endorse things and get sponsorship money and all that without losing their eligibility or their amateur status. I just don't know why we can't do something like that with basketball. Or even the way they do the baseball draft. You know, you're drafted and you have the choice of if you want to go back to school or not. And you have to be, I think, what, a junior at least. And then you can either choose to take the money and be drafted, or you can say, I'm going to go back and play my senior year or whatever. Well, who knows? I guess they'll eventually sort something out, though, because there's no way to avoid it after the giant scandal that engulfed college basketball this past year. for the Orlando Magic, Josh McRoberts, Back to the Future. It's a nice little relic. I mean, you know, you got the pinstripe, so 2 colors and everything. It's kind of cool. Jordan Bell, Rookie Kings. Here we go into box 4 of 5. There's your empty box. Oh, if any of you, some of you I think were probably on the other night when we were talking about all those Ohtani cards and the prices they had been bringing out of Bowman. I mean, there was one that was up to $37,000 and it was in my watch list, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. The auction had ended, as had a whole bunch of others that had been up. And so we were all trying to figure out what had happened. You know, had somebody come and offered them more cash directly and they just pulled it off of eBay, or what happened? And Jimmy came in last night to chat and said that apparently, well, those auctions were up before Bowman was officially released. So it's people that had gotten the product early. So you figure they were probably hobby shop owners or something like that. Denver Nuggets, Malik Beasley, Jersey Kings, or maybe they worked for a distributor, or whatever the case. They had the product, they had it and had opened some of it prior to the street date. So therefore the auctions were put up and started prior to the street release date. And I guess Topps saw it and complained to eBay, so eBay made them shut all the auctions down. So that solved our mystery anyway. To 299 press proof rated rookie De'Aaron Fox for the Kings. So that's why that whole big group of auctions with those gigantic prices on all the Bowman Ohtani autograph hits all ended prematurely. That's why. Press proof to 299 for the Timberwolves. They have all kinds of rules about that sort of thing, though. I mean, obviously, you're not supposed to sell it early. You're not supposed to open it early, etc. And even if you get it early, ahead of schedule, you're not supposed to do any of that. They try really hard to make it all arrive on release day, except obviously distributors get it early. But they even have rules about what time you can break it. Like, you're not even supposed to break it before a certain time of day on release day. That is press proof, I guess not numbered, just a press proof Wilt Chamberlain Retro Series. I think it's, oh, I don't know, it's maybe noon or 11 a.m., I don't know, something like that. The rookies, Markelle Fultz. But I never have to worry about that because my UPS does not come that early. I wish he would come a little earlier, actually. A press proof to 199, Moutier for the Nuggets. But it's weird because sometimes he'll show up at maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then other times he might not show up until 7 o'clock at night. And around the holidays, he's always really late, like 5, 6, 7 at night. But if he would get here earlier, we would sometimes, I would probably list some things, you know, stuff that came out on Wednesday. I would probably list auctions for it Tuesday night, and we'd break it Wednesday afternoon. And then we would break more on Wednesday night with auctions that ended on Wednesday night. But since he's so unreliable about what time he shows up, I'd be afraid to do it. Be about my luck, we'd have the break scheduled, and then that'd be one of those nights he'd show up at like 7 o'clock or something. But he'd be mad. It would not be good. So I can't do it. For the Trailblazers, Caleb Swanigan. So there is a nice little on-card auto next day, if you will. Caleb Swanigan for the Portland Trailblazers. Nice hit. We already looked through these. Well, I don't know. We'll look through them again just to be on the safe side. Yeah, but have we found a relic yet in this box? I don't think we have we? I don't know. Sometimes I lose track of what comes up. Most of the time, let's admit it, most of the time I lose track out of what has come out of which box as we go along when there's so many cards. I really considered doing this as a half case 10 box break and just not shipping any of the base, but there's so many people that like to get the base, and I decided ultimately obviously not to do it that way, but I kind of wanted to. Malik Monk to 99 for the Hornets. I think I've only got maybe 5 boxes left of this Donruss. I think that's about right. We'll probably do it about this time next week. Saturday or Sunday of next week, most likely. We'll finish that up. We'll probably try to do those Optic Blasters maybe next weekend as well. And then, of course, National Treasures. We'll start that on Friday night when it comes out. I didn't get a lot of National Treasures this year, though. I tried to get a lot. They didn't give me very much. So not as much as I would like to have, but we will have a few cases to open. And I do have a bunch of odds and ends basketball. I really do need to put together an NBA mixer. I've got a lot of different mixers I need to do, but it's very time consuming. Once the original stuff is done, the pictures are taken and the description's written and all that, then it's really easy. But it's up until that point is why I don't ever seem to get it done. That and the fact that every time I turn around, it seems like there's another product with a lot of base cards coming out that takes a week or two to get it all broken. Steven Adams press proof to 299 for the Thunder. MJM, yeah, we just had Caleb Swanigan a minute ago. For the Blazers. JM says in chat, oh well, he stinks. Hey, listen, even our second level players do pretty well with the next day autos usually. Obviously, we got if we get one of our premier players, it does exceptionally well, but Chicago Bulls, significant signatures, Robin Lopez. That is a sticker. Of course, we'll recap our hits and our numbered cards once we look through these last few packs here. All right, we are rolling into the last of it. J.R. Smith, press proof, 299. Cavaliers. Rudy Gobert, press proof to 99 for the Jazz. Drew Holiday, press proof to 199 for NOLA. I see our next hit. It's going to be a Jersey Kings hit for the Cavaliers, Kevin Love. Yeah, National Treasures, as you say, MJM, is going through the roof this year. But you never know. I mean, I guess it depends on what team you want, right? I mean, because there's always some teams that are going to sell for a lot. There's always some that are going to sell for not as much, and then there are always some that will sell kind of in the middle. So it probably depends on which team you want as to how affordable it's going to be to get in the break. But yeah, it's definitely pricey this year. So here are our numbered cards, our press proof cards as we go through, and a couple of rated rookies. I think, and that actually is not numbered. It is a press proof retro series, but it's not numbered. The rest of them are numbered. And I believe I set all of the numbered stuff out separately. If you saw one go by earlier that you don't see here in the recap, it just means I stacked it in the wrong place. Of course, if you saw it go by, you're still going to get it. But that's the deal. Wade Baldwin, significant signatures for the Memphis Grizzlies. MJM, you know what? I'll tell you kind of here's my thought on it. I would take a chance on one of the teams maybe that we don't kind of know how the rookies are going to do yet. For instance, Frank Jackson with New Orleans, because he's another rookie. He didn't play all season. He was injured. He had some surgery. Then he came back, but he didn't heal up, and I think he had to have another surgery. So, you know, if you look at New Orleans, they don't typically sell for a ton of money most of the time. And you don't know what you're going to have with Frank Jackson. So maybe it'll be good when he hits the floor next year. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But if you're looking to buy in at something where you might have more upside and it might cost you a little less money, that would be a shot. I would have said Harry Giles is the same thing with the Kings, but of course you've got Bogdanovic and De'Aaron Fox on that team, so they're not going to go inexpensively as a result. So I don't know, maybe try to find a little value that way, if nothing else, would be my suggestion. So that is all we have to break for tonight. I will put up the spreadsheet information once again for anybody who might have missed it earlier. Here's a chance to look at your anticipated shipping dates and information about consolation cards if you were in one of the early breaks. And then, of course, we'll do a quick little spin through here again for the upcoming stuff over the course of the next 5 days. We've got lots of Bowman baseball. We've got all the Onyx Preferred Players autograph baseballs, which we're breaking in cases. Lots of other signed memorabilia mixed in. Some Score football, which we've opened part of, and we'll open some more on Monday and more on Wednesday. Thursday is more Bowman. And then, of course, Friday, we'll get rocking and rolling with National Treasures basketball and some other stuff too. But for sure, National Treasures will be on Friday. So that is it for me tonight. I hope you are having a great weekend so far. And until I see you next, take care.